Good evening and welcome to the campus of Cleveland State University for tonight's Democratic debate. Joining me in the questioning, as always, my partner in all of our debates, the Washington bureau chief for NBC News and the moderator of Meet the Press, Tim Russert. Tim, thanks for being here.
I want to ask you both about NAFTA because the record, I think, is clear, and I want to, Senator Clinton, Senator Obama said that you did say in 2004 that on balance NAFTA has been good for New York and America. You did say that. President Clinton said, you said in 96, you said that in 2000. Your record is pretty clear. You're now expressing your discomfort. Al Gore said the president can say, will you as president say, we are out of NAFTA in 6 months?
I have said that I will renegotiate NAFTA. But, you know, in fairness...
Let me be clear.
Yes, I am clear.
You will get out. You will notify Mexico and Canada NAFTA is gone in 6 months.
No, I will say we will opt out of NAFTA unless we renegotiate it. Let's be fair here, Tim.
We're going to get to Senator Obama,
NAFTA.
But I want to stay on your comments because this was something that you wrote about as a real success for your husband. You said it was good on balance for New York and America in 2004, and now you're in Ohio. And your words are much different, Senator. The record is very clear.
Well, you don't have all the record. Neither of us voted on this. That wasn't something either of us got to cast an independent vote on. I have worked to try to ameliorate the impact of these trade agreements.
But let me button this up. Absent the changes you're suggesting, you are willing to opt out of NAFTA in 6 months.
I'm confident that as president, when I say we will opt out unless we renegotiate, we will be able to renegotiate.
Senator Obama, you did in 2004 talk. The Associated Press today ran a story. Simple question. Will you as president say to Canada and Mexico, this has not worked for us, we are out?
I will make sure that we renegotiate in the same way that Senator Clinton talked about.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
On the issue of jobs, I watched you the other day with your economic blueprint in Wisconsin saying, this is my plan, hold me accountable. I've had a chance to read it very carefully. 5 million new jobs over 10 years. I was reminded of your campaign in 2000. Buffalo, my hometown, just 3 hours down Route 90. You pledged 200,000 new jobs for upstate New York. There's been a net loss of 30,000 jobs. When you were asked about your pledge, your commitment, you told the Buffalo News, I might have been a little exuberant. Will you say that the pledge of 5 million jobs might be a little exuberant?
No, Tim.
Brian?
Senator Obama, yesterday Senator Clinton gave a speech on foreign policy.
Let me talk about the future. Let me talk about the future about Iraq, because this is important, I think, to Democratic voters particularly. You both have pledged the withdrawal of troops from Iraq. You both have said you'd keep a residual force there to protect our embassy, to seek out al-Qaeda, to neutralize Iran. If the Iraqi government said, President Clinton or President Obama, you're pulling out your troops this quickly, you're going to be gone in a year, but you're going to leave a residual force behind? No. Get out. Get out now. If you don't want to stay and protect us, we're a sovereign nation. Go home now. Will you leave?
Well, if the Iraqi government says that we should not be there, then we cannot be there. This is a sovereign government.
Senator Clinton, if the Iraqis said, I'm sorry, we're not happy with this arrangement, if you're not going to stay in total and defend us, get out completely. They are a sovereign nation. You would listen.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this, Senator.
And they need to take responsibility for themselves.
I want to ask both of you this question then. If this scenario plays out and the Americans get out in totality and al-Qaeda resurges and Iraq goes to hell, do you hold the right in your mind as American president to reinvade, to go back into Iraq to stabilize it?
You know, Tim, you ask a lot of hypotheticals, and I believe that
this is reality.
Well, it isn't reality. You're making lots of different hypothetical assessments.
Senator Obama, let me ask you about motivating, inspiring, keeping your word. Last year, you said you would. You checked yes on a questionnaire. And now McCain has said, calling your bluff, you seem to be waffling. Why won't you keep your word to abide by public financing of the fall election?
Tim, I am not yet the nominee.
So you may opt out of public financing. You may break your word. Clinton, an issue of accountability and credibility. You refuse to release that joint return. Significant overseas business dealings. Accountability, transparency. What is he hiding? We should question what's going on. Why won't you release your tax return so the voters of Ohio, Texas, Vermont, Rhode Island know exactly where you and your husband got your money, who might be in part bankrolling your campaign? Well,
the American people who support me are bankrolling my campaign. That's That's obvious. I will release my tax returns. I have consistently said that.
Why not now?
Well, I will do it as others have done it upon becoming the nominee, or even earlier, Tim.
So before next Tuesday's primary?
Well, I can't get it together by then, but I will certainly work to get it together. I'm a little busy right now.
Senator Obama, one of the things in a campaign is that you have to react to unexpected developments. Louis Farrakhan backs Obama for president at Nation of Islam convention. Do you accept the support of Louis Farrakhan?
You know, I have been very clear in my denunciation of Minister Farrakhan's anti-Semitic comments. I think they are unacceptable and reprehensible. I did not solicit this support.
Do you reject his support? The problem some voters may have is, as you know, Reverend Farrakhan called Judaism gutter religion.
Tim, I think I am very familiar with his record, as are the American people. That's why I have consistently denounced it. This is not something new. I've been very clear in terms of me believing that what he has said is reprehensible and inappropriate, and I have consistently distanced myself from him.
The title of one of your books, Audacity of Hope, you acknowledge you got from a sermon from Reverend Jeremiah Wright. He said that Louis Farrakhan epitomizes greatness. What do you do to assure Jewish Americans that whether it's Farrakhan support or the activities of Reverend Jeremiah Wright, your pastor, you are consistent with issues regarding Israel and not in any way suggesting that Farrakhan epitomizes greatness?
Oh, Tim, I have some of the strongest support from the Jewish community. I have been a stalwart friend of Israel's.
Before you go, each of you have talked about your careers in public service. Is there any words or vote that you'd like to take back?
My vote on the 2002 authorization regarding Iraq, I would not have voted that way again.
To be clear, you'd like to have your vote back?
Absolutely. I've said that many times.
And on behalf of the candidates, my colleague Tim Russert, good night from Cleveland, Ohio.
Tim Russert, NBC's Washington Bureau Chief, and the moderator, Meet the President. Of course, the moderator of tonight's debate, Tim. I was amazed.
This is not rocket science. We distribute the questions in a very fair way. And I think what happens, Chris, it's not the questions, it's the answers. Yeah. And you can't be a president who can make tough decisions unless you can answer tough questions.
You know, Tim, I've watched you like an old Ernest Hemingway fisherman trying to bring in the big marlin here. And for months now, you've been trying to get Senator Clinton to offer some kind of response to her decision to vote back in 2002 to authorize the war. I think you finally brought your marlin into the boat.
Well, her first answer was,
I think.
I wouldn't have voted that way again. And I wanted to make sure that...
No, then you capped it, though.
Capped it, right.
She was in the boat, floundering around,
well,
I think,
don't know.
wasn't she? Anyway, back to you, Keith. Tim Russert, thank you very much.